Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. I'm afraid of our next guest because he can hypnotize people and do tricks and stuff, and he says he has a surprise.
You shouldn't be afraid, though, because part of his whole thing is when you leave his show, you will feel good. I like that. He's a consultant to Criss Angel, David Blaine, Keith Barry, and you've met him on our show many years ago before he went on to massive fame with All the Boys. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
It's a pleasure to see you again.
Oh,
Are you
I
going to
wanted
play
one of
tricks on
those.
us?
That's all right.
Well, first of all, you should explain your show a little bit, because you are different from what most people would assume.
Yeah, years ago, well, it's been a long time since I've seen you guys. You've been on the show. And the show that has evolved so much since then, and a big part, like you said in the opening, a big part of the show is that when people leave the show, or after people take part of one of the demonstrations or experiments we do, they're kind of better off the experience. So the success of my show isn't based upon people going away going, that's amazing, how did he do it? They go away saying, I know how he did it, and that's what's amazing. And I think that I could probably use my mind in a bit more creative or constructive way in my life. So it's supposed to be educational, inspiring, as well as, I guess, entertaining.
How did you start working with all these guys, Criss Angel and David Blaine and Keith Barry? And
I got, you know, I've been at this for a long time. I had, you know, my father was a magician. My grandfather was a kind of a magician. He was a card cheat and a pickpocket. So
reclaim the past glory, right?
Same thing.
Well, yeah, I used to, when I was a little kid, I used to love going hang out with Grandpa because he told me how to steal people's watches and deal cards and and I said, what is? I'd ask
well, for example, with Criss Angel's show, like, first of all, how did you guys meet, and what did you do as a consult?
Yeah, well, in 2004, I got a chance to headline at the Riviera and bring the show there, and it got me a lot of attention because a lot of the typical magicians and illusionists and stuff that were doing their brand of magic came and saw the show and were fooled very badly, because basically all this time I've kind of been on my own, and I kind of created everything that I do for myself. So it's from my own head. So nobody necessarily knew how the things were done, and it generated quite a bit of talk and hype in Vegas about me. And I got hooked up with Criss Angel, and he was interested in the mind stuff that I do, as far as connecting with people and tapping into their thoughts and reading their body language.
Every time you make eye contact with me,
I know. I'm like,
I'm warming you up for this. That's why.
That's what I'm wondering. Is all this a setup? But I mean, part of your thing is you're not tricking the eyes. You're tricking
the mind.
The mind.
Yeah. In the same way, like a good composer or musician would fool your ears, or magicians will do sleight of hand that'll kind of trick your eyes. I guess the illusions that I perform are kind of psychological in that way, that they're fooling your mind. So half of it is you kind of getting there in your own way. You know, I'm not stuffing this stuff down your throat, and it is interactive, and you are necessary. You know, like if you watch magic or any other performance art, you can sit in the audience and watch and clap and go, wow, they're great. But in my show, the audience, half the show takes place in the audience, in the minds of the audience. So they're a part of the show, and that makes every show different.
Now, you got to meet one of the most amazing people that Mike and I have had on our show before, Ravine.
Yes.
Now, what was it like meeting with him?
That was, you know, it was very special for me, because I do a little tribute at the end of my show for Peter Ravine, because when I was 14, my father took me to see him, and it was that was the big defining moment of my life. I knew right then this is exactly what I want to do. What he was doing on stage made perfect sense to me. I go, I can do this. This is exactly what I want to do.
At that age, that's really interesting.
Yeah, I was lucky, because I couldn't do anything else, to be honest. So this was, and it worked out. So stay in school, but I'm just saying, good taste. So when I went to the Riviera, I went down with a really good friend of mine, Lon Mandrake, who was the son of Mandrake the magician, and due from his past relationship with Ravine, he knew him, and we went, and I was at the Monte Carlo, and the phone rang, and Lon said, you should answer that, and I go, hello, and it's Gerard, and I was like, Ravine? You know that voice right away. So it's not the bellhop, it's Ravine.
Calls from Ravine.
It was amazing.
Pretty wild.
Yeah, we went and had lunch and had a Cobb salad and talked, and he liked the fact that the show that I did was clean. In other words, I'm not embarrassing people or making fun of everybody.
Well, because that's what I mean. I'm joking around that I'm afraid of you, because I know you're not that kind of person, but not a lot of people like it. Look at he's doing.
Not at all.
But a lot of people get really scared when they go to those shows.
Well, the zipper on your dress started lowering. I'm just pointing it out. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. You had a very good question.
Let's go to this, because you said you've got something to show us here. What are we going to do?
So this is something that I started doing a long time ago. This was one of the demonstrations that I used to that got and garnished me a lot of attention a number of years ago. I'm going to be honest with you. I've stopped doing this, and I've just now, kind of since I've come back to Vancouver and I'm here, and I want to kind of test myself, I put this back into my repertoire, so to speak, and
I am watching everything
There's
you
a
do.
bug under there. I'm going to get so mad at you.
No, there's not. These are just some little holders, and they're like candlestick holders, except they're not going to hold a candle. We'll spread these apart a little bit here, and they're going to hold what's under this cup, which is a giant stainless steel spike. Now,
awesome.
this is where it gets
Who's
interesting.
the vampire?
This is where it gets interesting. This is an actual spike. It is very, very sharp. If you want, maybe just to gently touch the tip.
Okay.
Drive it into my eye.
It's really sharp, and it fits in any one of the little holders. So here's the game. We're going to play hide the spike.
This is how people lose fingers.
Oh, we could lose a lot more than this. So this is the idea.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Who's going to want to hide the spike? Should it be you or Michael?
I'll hide it.
You're going to hide. Okay, so this is your instruction. You can put it under any cup you want. You can even mix the cups around. As long, Fiona, at the end, it's very important that you know where this spike is, because you're going to be the only person, and I'm going to be trying to connect with you, and that's what I've been doing since the show.
Okay.
You have to know where it is. Now, it's very important that I don't see this. So what I'm going to do is, there's no monitors there. It's very important. I'm going to turn, Michael, if you can come over here and just kind of make sure by covering my eyes, if you want, you can reach on and cover my eyes.
It's the sexiest thing I've done in a couple of weeks. So.
Oh, I like your cologne.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's actually pheromones, my friend.
Oh, wow.
Am I allowed to look at what Fiona's doing?
No, and you'll see why in a moment.
I know what's happening now.
Yeah, we got it?
Good? Yeah.
Good. Okay, I'm going to come around this way. Now, Fiona, I do read people's body language, so for that reason, I'm just going to ask you just to kind of stand a little bit behind me so I can't see your face.
You know I have no short-term memory, don't you?
Oh, no.
I don't know how she lost it, but she lost it. Okay.
So we're going to start at my left. If this is cup number 1, this is cup number 2, that's 3, and that's 4. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good. So Fiona, I'm not going to ask you to say anything out loud. I'm just going to ask you to think either safe or dangerous. In your mind, okay? You're just going to think that. I'm going to start
If you
over
hear what
here.
sounds like a wind blowing,
Yes.
you are definitely in her mind.
I'm actually a little nervous now. I have to be... Okay. So we're going to start over here. This is cup number 4 on the right. Just think in your mind, safe or dangerous. Just think it for a moment. I'm not sure. Let's go to cup number 3. Just think in your mind, safe or dangerous. One of those two.
So this is really a high-stakes game.
This is getting a high-stakes game.
All right, I like that.
All right, so now this is still 1, 2, 3, and 4 is eliminated. So we're going to go to 3. Wasn't sure about this one. Just think if this one's safe or not, please, in your mind. Okay.
These are really poorly
2.
made cups.
Yes.
I mean.
Okay, now what?
This is where it gets interesting.
Okay,
Michael.
50-50?
Yeah, I'm going to let you pick the last cup for me. You're going to pick the last cup for me. So hold your hand over. This is 1, this is 2. Now you two have an interesting rapport together. Just hold your hand about 6 to 8 inches over top, and the other one above that one.
Okay.
Good. Now, without doing anything, just in your mind, I'm not going to tell you or give you any hints of what I think. And
This is the worst
which one do you think? Which one do you think it might be under? Which one do you think?
I think it's under this one.
You think it's under that one?
Yes.
Now, all right, take that hand away if you think it's under there.
Okay.
So this one, you don't believe that it's under.
No,
now, this is the interesting thing, Michael. How much do you trust your intuition?
I trust it.
You trust it?
Yeah, I do.
All right, 1, 2. You're really going to do this? And there it was.
My friends, is Gerard the Hypnotist. Well, welcome back to Vancouver.
It's great to be
after a
home.
few years in Vegas. Be very careful.
Careful.
You can go to Gerard's website,
that was weird.
GerardTheHypnotist.com, to find out more information, because yes, you too can have a show like this in your own home.
That wasn't even a guess. Like that really.
We're gonna take a break.
Use your nest. It's called sheer fear. That's
It's
what I'm
almost like
relying on.
he knew when he mentioned a Cobb salad, because that's what we're apparently making with Rose Reisman right after this. Stay tuned.